Good. It looks like we're live. Hello, everyone. We are live for our Q&A for a conversation for the film Window to the Sea. We're just going to wait about a minute for our audience to log in. Welcome to all of the Facebook followers of Miami Film Festival and the many followers of our talent in Madrid, our wonderful artists that are joining us from Madrid. So Nicholas Calzada and myself are here in Miami, and Miguel, Ángel, Jiménez, and Emma Suárez are joining us from Madrid. So hello.
Hello, everybody.
I hope everyone who's joining us today on Facebook has had a chance to see the film, at least the audience in the United States. We are streaming the film only for this weekend, so there'll be a few hours left before midnight tonight that you have the opportunity to rent the film if you haven't had a chance to see it yet. Once you rent it, you can still see it for another 48 hours. So the link to rent a film is pinned to our Facebook site here. So you'll be able to go there. But I think we can get started. I think we've got everybody who's joining us here now. So again, I just want to welcome you all. Welcome to our audience. It's a global audience. My name is Jay LaPlante. I'm the Director of Programming for the Miami Film Festival, and I'm joined by my colleague, Nicholas Calzada. He's our Director of Events Programming. Today's presentation is sponsored by the Tourist Office of Spain here in Miami, who remind all of you that there are many beautiful places in Spain waiting for your visit. I myself cannot wait to go back. Also, additional sponsorship from Estrella Damm, Viendo Movies, available on Xfinity, and Flix Latino. Also, I want to thank the Consulate General of Spain in Miami for their support, as well as the Centro Cultural Español. So today we're celebrating one of the most beautiful films to come from Spain this year, Window to the Sea, Una Ventana al Mar, directed by Miguel Ángel Jiménez and starring the incomparable Emma Suárez. Welcome. Thank you both for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Hola.
Hola. Estamos muy felices de estar aquí. We are very happy to be here with you, with all of you from Spain. And well, we are in a very special moment now, but it's very nice to see you with this connection, especially.
Yes, thanks for joining us. So how are things in Madrid now? Are they? I understand that there's the movies have started again, just recently.
Yes, yesterday one cinema is open right now, so you can go to the cinemas with your mask and with the distance, 1 meter distance. So, but it's okay to see the people in the cinema trying to have a new normality.
Yeah, well, we cannot wait to catch up with you. Our cinemas are still closed here in Miami, so hopefully we won't be too far behind. Nick, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Yeah, I just want to say a few things by way of introduction before the chat. So Window to the Sea, which is the wonderful film that has brought us all here today, had its world premiere at the 2019 San Sebastián Film Festival. It was scheduled to have its US premiere at the Miami Film Festival, at our festival, in March of this year. But literally the day we were going to screen it, we had to shut down early out of concerns for the coronavirus pandemic. And Miguel Ángel, I'll never forget seeing you in the hotel lobby and breaking the news to you. Poor Miguel Ángel was on a flight from Spain to Miami when we got word that we had to cancel. But we're very grateful, precisely for that reason, to have had the last 3 days since Friday. We've been streaming this amazing film on our Vimeo VOD channel. And it's only available to US audiences, but if anyone in our US audience hasn't yet seen the film, you have until midnight Eastern time tonight to rent it. And certainly after this conversation, I think you'll be very enticed to. It's just an amazing film. Highly recommend it. And once you rent it, you'll have 48 hours to watch it at your convenience. The other thing I wanted to say, and fans of our festival will know this, that this year's recipient of our highest award, the Precious Gem Award, was none other than the great Emma Suárez, who's here. I don't think she needs an introduction, but in case anyone watching wants one.
Yes, I need an introduction.
Perfect. She's had some of the most moving and memorable roles in the history of Spanish cinema. Over her career, she's acted in almost 100 film and television productions with some of the greatest directors in the world. She's been nominated for 6 Goya Awards. That's the Spanish Academy Award, and she's won the prize 3 times for Dog in the Manger, Julieta, directed by Pedro Almodóvar, and The Next Skin. And we think Window to the Sea and her performance in this is going to be one of the next landmarks of her great career that people are going to remember her by. So there's really no better recipient for this year's Precious Gem Award than Emma Suárez. Felicidades, congratulations.
Thank you very much. I have to go there, no, to touch the prize.
Yeah.
Yes. When this is all over, we're going to try again. So we'll present that to you when you can come. We're going to talk today about the film A Window to the Sea. First, we're going to start off with a conversation. Nicholas and I will be speaking with our artists. And then with about 20 minutes left in the conversation, we will take some questions from the online audience. So if you'd like to ask a question to Emma or Miguel or both, you can just type it into the comments section and we will select some questions for the end of the presentation. Also, Nicholas is here to be able to translate questions from Spanish into English or answers from English to Spanish, whichever were available for that, and as well as you in the audience, if you'd like to ask questions in Spanish, that's possible. So the first question is, this film is it's really important for our current moment. I think it addresses themes of the fragility of life and of finding peace between the generations. Also, connection in life at a time of illness, which is something that is all around us right now. So Miguel, could you talk about what inspired the story originally? And Emma, could you talk to us about your reaction when you first read the script?
Okay, thank you very much. Well, for me, the first moment that I was making another script in this wonderful island in the Dodecanese in Greece, Nisyros, I was there working in another script, and I had like a very magical moment in my life. I was riding a motorbike through the sunset with my script writer, Luis Moya. And, I had like a horrible personal problem with my mother. She died. And I was thinking that, I was saying, okay, in my life, I have a lot of problems like everybody, but I was in a very good moment being there in this wonderful island. So I thought, I would be so happy to somehow. I was riding the motorbike thinking, oh, I would like so much that my mother will be able to come to this Greek island. So then I said, what about if I make a script with my script writer about a woman like my mother, and she had this tragedy in her life, but somehow with the magic of cinema and being somehow a little naive about the subject, but I want so much that she will come to this island and she will find in the last days of her life a wonderful opportunity to be happy and to be brave and to dare with life. And that was the first moment. Then I stopped the motorbike. We went to a bar with Luis Moya, and I was telling him my first ideas. He got very emotional with my talking because I was very excited in that moment. And then we decided that, okay, there's maybe wait a little time because it was too soon for me because it was very near the death of my mother. But I said, okay, let's wait some months or whatever, and we will try to focus this story in the straightest way as possible and to be very nice with the audience, to look for the cinematography point of view. But I wanted to be very near the public. So that's the first moment, how the story appears. It was called at the beginning María y el Volcán in Spanish, María and the Volcano. Then we had another title, Sumendia, which means volcano in Basque language. Well, and now it's Window to the Sea. You know, the cinema business started to change everything, but the feeling and the story, and with the incredible support from the beginning of Emma, made it everything possible, and it has been a dream for all the crew to make this movie, and I'm so proud to be now with Emma here talking about the movie, so it was incredible for me.
That's wonderful. And Emma, what was your reaction when you read the script or when the project came to you? What was your first reaction?
Well, for me, it was incredible. The first thing, the honor to play, the opportunity to play some character in a way very personal for the director, you know, and was a film that talks about the people who dare to be brave, no, to feel her own freedom. In that way, I thought that was an opportunity to play a character with honesty, because my way to work this character was only with Miguel Ángel. Was very easy, you know, in a way, but I don't try to prepare my character. No he buscado personas con problemas, con enfermedades, que estuvieran viviendo ese proceso. Para mí ha sido mucho más natural trabajar desde la absoluta sinceridad, ¿sabes? Tratar de ser transparente en cada momento. Para mí fue muy importante la isla, mis heroes.
Mm-hmm. So she Emma was saying that she didn't in terms of her preparation for the role, she didn't research, she didn't find people who are going through, you know, late stage cancer or anything. She was more concerned with just total sincerity, moment to moment, in her work with Miguel Ángel and in her work preparing for the role, just being sincere and transparent in every moment. And another thing that had a big influence on her was the island itself, like actually being on the island had a big impact.
Sí, tengo que confesar que en el momento en que nosotros llevábamos 3 años, ¿3? Mm-hmm. 3 años desde que Miguel Ángel me ofreció el guión, llevábamos 3 años buscando la manera de financiar y encontrar el momento de rodar la película. Y justo en septiembre del 2018, ¿no? Cuando la película ya está preparada para rodarse en Iquiros y nos íbamos a Grecia, yo tuve también una experiencia personal en la que tuve una pérdida de alguien muy cercano y muy importante para mí. Y es una casualidad, ¿no? Como la vida de repente te coloca en el lugar justo para lo que tienes que hacer. A mí esa experiencia me sirvió para entender lo que le sucedía a María en la película y lo que tenía que hacer era dejarme llevar por ese sentimiento, ¿no? Así que la película también fue terapéutica para mí.
So what Emma says is that actually from the moment she was offered the role to the moment when they were ready to film was a period of 3 years when they were kind of looking for the financing. And in September 2018, they were finally ready to go to Greece and start filming. And as things happened to turn out, in that period, she had a loss in her life that affected her deeply, someone very close to her. And it's interesting to her how life kind of, in the moments where you need to prepare for something, gives you what you need to prepare for that. And so that pain that she was going through was a source of inspiration for her. It was a source for helping her understand this character and what this character was going through. And she made a decision as an actress to just let herself be taken away by what she was feeling, about what she was going through personally. And in a sense, playing this role ended up being therapeutic for her.
Porque quiero añadir algo más, porque finalmente la película es una celebración de la vida, ¿no? Habla de celebrar la vida.
Yeah, she's saying ultimately this is a film that's about celebrating life. It's a celebration of life.
Mm-hmm. I'm curious about that original title of Volcano and how Volcano became Window to the Sea. So Volcano suggests, a little bit more of a volatility, or like a volatile emotions maybe. A Window to the Sea is more reflective. Can you talk about the shooting on the island? What was it about the island that inspired you, or perhaps changed things as you were going through the production?
Yes, the island is very important for me and for the film and for everybody there. And I think it's another character in the movie. And I think that is not a coincidence that this island, it was born because of a volcano explosion. It has somehow an active crater in they have holes. I put my feet in one of the holes during the shooting, so I was burned. So it is somehow active. And, I like the spirit of the island because everybody is living backwards to the volcano. Everybody is facing the sea, and okay, the volcano finally, or I hope not, but maybe one day will make something problematic for the life in the island. But everybody is living facing the sea and not the volcano. So I found very easy connection with my story because I think that everybody has a volcano inside. Everybody has, and we will have death and problems in our family that will explode. And we can focus on that and look in the volcano and being, oh my God, it's going to happen. Or we can find our window to the sea and try to put our back to the volcano without forgetting it, but thinking that we need a place in the world. We need our point of view. We need something to continue living. And I think that to be brave, to face love and to face life, as I made with my little direction in the movie, and Emma make it with her playing in the movie, and Gorka, the DOP, everybody. And I hope the audience also, because it's a very sencilla, una historia muy sencilla. But I think we want to share with the public this kind of feeling,
Intimity.
Sí, intimidad. Yes, intimity. About this. So I think now I'm very comfortable with the title of Window to the Sea, which also is like very important for the ones that have seen the film and for the ones that maybe I hope will see. It's a very important window in the movie. It's the frame that Maria, the main character of the film, will find the position to see life. Meanwhile, she's dying.
Thank you. I have to say, that's why I enjoy these conversations and these Q&As. It's so important. It deepens our experience of your art so much. So thank you. Thank you for those beautiful answers. Nick.
Yeah. Miguel Ángel, I wanted to ask you about some creative choices you made in the film. Visually, there's some very strong work. I noticed that. I'm thinking, for example, when in the scene where Emma's on the beach, there are these shots that kind of focus on her breathing, or when she receives bad news from the doctors, you kind of have a very subjective camera. Or I think of, how the scenes in Bilbao tend to be kind of grayer and darker, and the scenes in Greece lighter. Can you walk us through some of the choices that you made and what was behind them?
Yes, I love filmmaking for sure, like I suppose most of us. And even the script is quite straight. I wanted to make the photography and the framing. Okay, we were going to be very honest with the audience, and we were going to play for real. But also, I wanted to have a little of puesta en escena of the framing and to be very cinematographic about it. Is what we wanted. I'm very close friend of Gorka Gomez Andreu, which is the DOP of the film. He's like my brother. We always work together. So we had very clear the frames, and we wanted to have a point of view. We wanted to find our own window to the sea in each scene. Sometimes we conquer, sometimes not. It's what happens. But we always wanted to read the script and to try to find the possibility to be simple and to try to have some beauty. So we try to be. I like what you say because it's what I think, what I wanted to have, some subjective, of course, point of view in some of the scenes. For example, the scene of the breathing in the beach. This is for me my favorite scene in the film, and it was not written. This was not a scene that it was written. It was one weekend during the shooting in the island. I was very nervous, like always, however. And then I was in very, very, very early in the morning, like at 6 in the morning, and on Sunday, watching the Deer Hunter, no, the Chimino Deer Hunter, because it's, when you are making a film, I'm like desperate to find something around, and I love so much Chimino's work. So I was watching again the Deer Hunter, and I don't know, at 8:30 in the morning, I say, I think I don't have the special relationship of the Maria with the island. I don't have it. I was like reading the shots, and I say, oh my God, I don't have this connection. I have to make something. So I called to the door of Gorka, my DOP, who was living with me in the hotel. It was Sunday, and I say, please, 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 I'm going to go to the hotel of Emma. I'm going to wake up her and to say, okay, it's Sunday, but maybe we can make some scenes because I have seen in my mind some little shots that will connect forever, I hope, the character with the island. So Gorka said yes, he went to get ready the camera, and I went to the hotel of Emma. Please, Emma, I have something to say, but I imagine some shots of the connection with the island. So we improvised on a Sunday. It was a wonderful Sunday. These shots of the connection of Emma and the island. And this was not in the script, but appears there in the island. Wow. So for me, this is like an example of what I would like to imagine. Now, if I were rich, I would like so much that my movies will be like that, like feeling and improvising, but
yes.
It's very difficult.
We were only 4 people in the crew that day.
Wow.
Yeah, for me it was a present, Sunday in the morning, because these days I was thinking, I'm feeling something special with this island, and because the island is incredible, Isidros. And I start to think the same that Miguel Ángel was thinking about, the connection with the island. Wow. And I was thinking, I'm feeling this, but this is not in the film with Maria. And this is happening to me. Can you imagine that Sunday when knock at the door? There?
You were on the same page.
Yeah. And it was very beautiful to make it. I think for me it's the favorite scene. There are more cinematographic, better ones, I think, but for me this is the best one of the film because it connects with a very simple way the women, the nature, the illness, the hope, the moment just about to face the end. This is my moment of the film.
That's so powerful. That's great. Emma, I wanted to ask you about the scene. For me, it's such a heartbreaking scene when you and your son, played by Gaiska, say goodbye on the port, both of you knowing it might be the last time you see each other. Just watching it as an audience member, it was so gut-wrenching. I can only imagine what it was like to play that. How did you prepare for that scene? Did you prepare with guys? Did you guys rehearse, or did you try to keep it organic?
The truth is that scene was very emotional, and always that we read that scene was very difficult. Don't start to cry, because it's, the scene is great. The relation with Gaiska was incredible too. We had a very special connection because everything it was on the script. You know, when you read some good script, everything is there. So you only have to trust, and things happen, magic happen. So that scene, I remember that Miguel Ángel teach me the place that we were gonna shoot, and was a very nice night, incredible night, peaceful night, and we were there. And we made one rehearsal, and that rehearsal was great. But after that, we were lucid. We were totally lucid. We didn't know, you know, when you are in the middle of something and you have all the emotions, but you don't know what are you doing? Because the emotion was invadiendo todo, ¿cómo se dice?
The emotion was invading everything.
Everything. All the crew, including, you know. So Miguel Ángel was there with us, with Gaiska, me, and he takes us apart, and well, he was very honest, and he started to remember the personal moment that he
experienced.
His personal experience, yes. So for us was like, oh my God, this is not cinema. This is true.
Yeah.
But sometimes the truth is more than that you, es más de lo que tú puedes dar, ¿no? Entonces teníamos de alguna manera que quitarnos esa verdad, ¿sabes?, de encima para poder hacer la escena. No fue fácil esa escena.
Yeah, so she says that, you know, the truth of the moment was in a sense almost more than she could give. So they had to kind of, in a way, free themselves from that truth to be able to do the scene, because it was really not an easy scene to do.
Finalmente, este trabajo es interpretar un personaje. Para interpretar un personaje, tú tienes que conducir esas emociones. Cuando esas emociones se apoderan de ti tanto, tú no puedes dirigir la escena, no puedes conducir la escena como actor. Entonces fue en ese sentido complicado, ¿no? Ver que sabes que la verdad se cargaba la técnica.
Yeah. So she says that, you know, at the end of the day, the core of what she does is of what actors do is interpret characters. In order to interpret a character, you have to be kind of the driver. You have to be in control of the emotions. And when the emotions are so powerful that they're in control, that presents a problem. It becomes complicated. So it's a matter where the emotions were getting in way of her craft and her technique, and that's something that she had to overcome.
Yeah, that is the responsibility of the actors. You know, always. You have to be clear about what you need, what the director needs, and what you have to do. It's very difficult if you don't have the timón.
The control. Yeah.
The control. Thank you.
Yeah, I agree. I certainly feel it in this movie, the connection between the emotion and the technique. The balance is just extraordinary in this film, and I think this is a film. This is a film that must be shared. It's a film that gains so much from sharing. And there's someone I didn't thank at the beginning of our conversation, but I'd like to thank now is Heretic, the Greek sales agent who allowed Miami Film Festival to have the original US premiere of the film, and also allowed for this online screening premiere to happen this weekend. So thank you. I wanted to ask you a little bit about your partners. So the Spanish part of the story is set in Bilbao, in the Basque region. What does how does this film what does this film represent for the Basque region right now, the Basque representation in Spanish cinema, and also how did your Greek partners come aboard? How did that connection come about?
Aquilas, hombre, los griegos.
Sí, hombre. We had a very beautiful partnership with the Greek company. They are not like, you know, a co-production or service company. No, they are really producers of the film with Kinoscopic and the other companies in the Basque Country. We made a very wonderful team, and Yorgos Karnavas and Konstantinos Kontobrakis and all the team from the Greek company, they were always with us, deciding everything. They were like Emma from the beginning of the project, trying to raise the financing to make this happen. And they were very kind. And you know, all the Greek crew, it was incredible. I remember so much. For me, it's my, you know, like Onero Antonucci, I love him so much, and Emma also is the Greek main character, Aquilas Karathis, who is a very, 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 very good man, and we love him so much, and I'm very proud of his work. And together we made this possible, and I think that the Greeks are fighting nowadays for the movie, even in these difficult circumstances, because in Spain we had this so much incredible problems with the screening in theatrical, because it was going on the screens on the 24th of April, and it was like your festival, it was collapsed because of the coronavirus. But the Greeks continue fighting, and I have to announce that in Greece, on the 16th of July, it will be on the theaters, the film. I hope in Spain will come very soon. I know another several countries were very interested in the film, like Brazil and Istanbul, in Turkey. There was several countries that I hope that they will be able to watch the film. I would like so much, because I think it's a public for the audience, also for the festivals, that I'm so glad. But I would like so much that the audience will be able to meet our story in the screen.
Sí, y sobre los actores, o sea, a mí me gustaría, por ejemplo, también decir que con Gaiska, después de haber leído el guión, cuando yo le conocí, yo a él no le conocía como actor. Y fue ver su cara e inmediatamente sentir la necesidad de abrazarle como si fuera mi hijo. Porque realmente es un guión que está muy bien escrito. Y cuando tú decides implicarte en una historia, esa historia te llueve encima, vamos. O sea, cuando conoces al actor con el cual vas a compartir emociones tan íntimas, hay algo secreto que se manifiesta, se crea un vínculo secreto, ¿sabes? Entonces fue como, quiero dar un abrazo, igual que con Aquilas. Aquilas fue una relación maravillosa. O sea, yo el día que rodaba la escena del baile, después le dije a Miguel Ángel, creo que me he enamorado.
That's great. So yeah, Emma wanted to talk about her relationship with some of the other actors in the film, and she spoke first about Gaiska, who plays her son in the movie. And by the way, for our audience, he actually was also here in Miami for the screening that unfortunately couldn't happen. But she says she didn't know Gaiska before this film, but the second she saw his face, she just wanted to embrace him like a son. And she credits to some extent the script for that, because it's such a good script. It imbues itself on you. And when you meet the other people who you're going to collaborate with on that script, the other actors, there's kind of like a secret link that unites you. And she says the same is true of Aquilas, who plays her Greek love interest in the film. That you know, they developed a great relationship, and when they filmed the dance scene, after that, she joked to Miguel Ángel, "I think I'm falling in love with him." So yeah, that was Emma's response.
Well, we're about 40 minutes in. Why don't we turn it over to questions from the audience? How does that sound?
Yeah, see, I got one now. Okay. How did you manage the contrast between the island and Bilbao? I guess a question for Miguel Ángel. El contraste entre Bilbao y la isla griega.
Good question.
Well, we had something in common apart from the developing of the characters, which was the sea. So we had so different seas. The Cantábrico, el Mar Cantábrico in the Basque Country, which is famous because of the waves and because of these surfing things, and it's very hard sea in the north of Spain, the Basque Country. And we had also sometimes tragedies appears in the Mediterranean we cannot forget, but our film was not about that. And we have this calm Mediterranean Sea in the Sirius Islands. We had this in common. So we wanted to play the difference and to, go for the portrait of a life that was framed by verticals and horizontal lines in somehow boxes, the places she lived, the places she traveled, the funicular in Bilbao, the auditorium, the house, everything is with lines and very serious. The woman is trapped in this kind of boxes, heated by this violent sea. And she, with the costumes also, I remember now Nerea and the Spina, the Greek and the Spanish costume directors, so they made a very wonderful develop of the character of Maria. Also the makeup with Ainhoa. I remember we said, okay, this woman is going to go to Greece and we are going to get her free. Meanwhile, she's dying. So we are going to go with very easy and I hope very understandable issues. Like, for example, the hair. The first time she free her hair is in the island. The frames are going to have a lot of much more air. We are going to start to see much better the face of Emma. Somehow we had like a very difficult target. I don't know. I hope yes that it is in the film, because when I was talking with Ainhoa, the makeup person, I was saying to her, this woman is getting scene by scene prettiest, but also she's dying, so it's very difficult to make that. But we try it, and we try with everything, and of course with the work of Emma. But about our point of view of the frames and about the costumes and about the makeup, we wanted to have more freedom, more air, more beauty. Also, the main character was about to die. So we play with that huge contrast between the gray, dark, architectural collapse, blocked frames of Bilbao and the freedom of the character in Greece.
That's brilliant. We have another question from an audience member asking about the casting process for the character of Stefanos. How you came across him, and Emma, how your first interactions were with him, whoever wants to.
Well, about the casting, I will just say about the casting, and then about the interactions Emma will answer. But about the casting, for me in Spain it was clear from the beginning, before the script, because as soon as Luis Moya, the scriptwriter, and me, we were talking about the story, Emma appears in our minds, because I don't know, somehow she was always there. So when we decided who was going to, but when we were writing, we were writing for Emma. So we always thought that she was going to be, we wanted so much, she was going to be the actress of the film.
I'm very lucky.
Yeah, for us, it was like a dream. For me, I was coming to this house today like a little kid, saying, "Oh, it's incredible that I'm going to talk about this movie with Emma." So I continue not believing.
Can you imagine when I met Miguel Ángel and I say, "Oh my God, what a guy!" Because I was in San Sebastian Festival and I was presenting some film, I don't remember. and our first interview was there in San Sebastian. And that was the point that we have an interview.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe 15 minutes, half an
Yes,
hour.
yes.
So after the interview, I say my manager, okay, I have to do this movie, please, with these people. This kind of people is the people that I want to work.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yes.
Yeah, it
No
was
doubt.
so clear in our
Yeah.
in our minds for the beginning, and we had the other part of the role, which was of the crew of the artist, which was Stefanos, and it was the support of the Greeks there with Makis Gathis, which was the casting director, because I didn't know so much about Greek actors. So we were making a very little casting because Makis Gathis was making a very good selection already. And when I found Agilas Karathisis, I was very, very happy because, you know, when I'm making this kind of castings, I have so much respect with the actors that I don't want to play any scene. So he was coming with a script ready to, I don't know, like to play in front of me. But I just asked him, I put Greek rock song of Sidiropoulos, which is in the film. So I put it in my mobile phone. I asked him to smoke a cigarette, looking by the window. Meanwhile, he was listening to the song. And I was watching him smoking the cigarette, hearing this Greek rock song of Sidiropoulos, and I say, oh, this I like it so much. So appears very, very quickly. And then in the Greek casting, we have also Katerina and Kostas, very nice people that they are playing the roles in the island. And for me, it's very personal, but from the Spanish part, because he was playing like me in the movie, and for me, it was a very important role. It is the role of Imanol, the son, because he is carrying more, maybe the ugliest part of the story, which was my point of view, Imanol, son. And so Gais Caugarte is the actor. He's a very close friend of mine, and I believed he was going to be very brave and able to face with Emma and Aquilas and everybody, trying to make my little point of view of the movie. So I'm very happy with the casting, of course.
Yeah, and you know, most of the film we shoot in one take.
Sometimes yes. Sometimes yes.
Wow.
We were making a lot of rehearsals. But...
Yes, but the movie was very clear in all the people, you know.
Yeah.
I think we need to share this kind of emotions, you know. So when we have the opportunity to share a story like this, everything is flowing.
Fluyendo.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so true.
For something like this, you know, we need, like human being, something like this. Let me be free. Let me feel. Let me. I need the connection with the sheep, with the plants, with the, you know, with the world.
Yeah.
In that way, I can be who I am, and this is what the story of the film too.
Yeah.
So between the crew was a kind, éramos como una especie de secta.
Like a secta.
No, not secta, but a kind of family, you know. But the Greek people, the Basque people, talking English, talking Greek, you know, but everybody together.
Yeah. It's interesting. One of the things I want to ask, but that I love about the film is that even though it starts with something that's out of everyone's control, which is the cancer diagnosis, what drives the film from then on out are people's choices. You know, Maria deciding how she wants to spend her last days, Imanol having to decide to honor her wishes, even if it feels like he's letting her go. And this is, so it's really a story driven by humans and by their choices and their dilemmas, their difficult choices. Is this something you guys talked about? Is this something you were very conscious of?
I think that happens now.
Yeah.
I think it's happening in our world, no? When you are sick, when you have some kind of illness and you have cancer, for example, maybe you are tired and you can decide to stop with the medicines and say, okay, let me decide. It's my choice. I have this right, no choice. I don't want to continue this life like this. So this is a very important thing about the film, and I'm agree, of course.
Yeah.
It's very. I think it's like I would like so much that we will have, my kids and everybody will have the possibility of being free whatever they happen to them, because I think that the story that we tell to us about what is happening to us, the story that you tell to yourself, is the most important. I'm not able to do it a lot of times in my life, but I thought that in cinema I was going to be able, so I tried to give this kind of control of how to face some tragedy with some good feelings. In life, real life is very, very hard, and I think it's very, very, very difficult. But in cinema, I would like to feel this kind of control. Okay, this is a tragedy, but maybe this week, this month, this year will be the best of my life, and I'm going to fight for it. Oh, I will like so much to be brave like Maria, the main character, to face my future like that. I don't know if I'm going to be able, but I would like so much.
Beautiful.
I think that's part of the what cinema can do for us. Cinema can help us understand life, make sense of the chaos of our life. And you've done a really beautiful job. It's a rare film that you feel that sense of family and connection. From the moment I saw Window to the Sea, I just knew how special it was. And I'm really looking forward to everyone in Greece and Spain and hopefully here in Miami being able to share it together in cinema.
It's so beautiful.
I think it's not easy to choose, no? But in Maria's case, it's after a deep process, no?
Yeah.
In a way, she finds herself in that place, in that island, for the first time in her life.
Yeah.
She starts to think about herself, not about the kids, the work, you know. This is my time, this is my moment, and I need to choose what I want to do with my life. And that's a freedom exercise. It's not easy, but it's very authentic.
Yeah, that comes across beautifully. We have one more question that came in. I guess both of you can answer. Of all the locations on the island, what was your favorite to shoot in? Yes.
El sitio favorito de...
Sí, de las localizaciones de la peli, que cuál eran nuestras favoritas para... I have to say that for me it's very clear the answer because I like it so much, and it's Avlaki, which is the little abandoned harbor in the island. The island is full of wonderful places, but I like it so much from the beginning. I found it was incredible, this little abandoned harbor of Avlaki. I like it so much. For me, it's my favorite place, and I would like so much to come back there.
Well, I have one, the place where I go with my friends to have a bath.
Yeah.
And what's a curiosity? I have a curiosity about this because when we arrived to the island, the first week, the first scene that we shoot was the dance with the killers in the disco. And one weekend, we were after the shooting with some friends, and we were drinking, happiness, everything, you know, dancing. And one girl of the production told us, okay, I'm gonna take you to some place very special. You will have a bath there with the stars. And we were there and we had a bath, and sure that I never will forget that in my life. because I never see the stars so close than that day. I was into the sea, and one of the girls, we were three girls, one of the girls is the one that sings at the end in the wedding scenes.
Yeah.
Well, this girl was in the sea, nude like us, singing with the stars here. Well,
Wow.
that was an incredible experience that I recommended you. But we have to shoot, and we have to shoot the scene with my friends, my Basque friends, nude on the sea. And where is the place? The same.
No.
The same. Can you imagine my face when I arrived there and I see, oh my God, this is the tree. I remember this tree because it was night, but I remember the tree, and I remember it was nothing, only that tree. And this is the place that we were the day after yesterday, swimming here with the stars. And
it was a coincidence. I didn't know.
That's my favorite.
Excellent.
Wow, it sounds amazing. It is definitely on my list of places that I would like to visit, experiences that I would like to have.
Yes, you have to go there, baby.
Please, yes, please. You have to go to Niceros. It's an incredible place. It's not so much touristic but this is wonderful of that there is, of course, there are tourists, but not so much because they cannot have an airport, and all the tourists are going to maybe more beautiful islands, of course. But for me, the sober beauty of Niceros is the best. When you are there, you feel that you will be able to live there forever, and you can afford that. No, you are not going to live in a postcard of Mykonos or of very beautiful islands. Here, you can find your place. Won't be maybe such beautiful like the other islands, but here is real. It will be for you. And I think the people that goes to Niceros, they all would love to make a film there or to make a house there. I couldn't make the house, so I made a film.
Well, it sounds wonderful. And until I get there, I want to thank you for bringing it to us. So, Emma, through your incredible performance, and Miguel through your exceptional writing and directing, we feel it. We feel it through you. So thank you so much for bringing that experience to us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
We have an appointment in Niceros.
That's right. We do. I'll bring your award. I'll bring the award. We'll present the award to you.
That's an appointment, huh?
Well, that's all the time we have. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you to everyone for tuning in and watching. I hope that you'll view the film if you're in the United States and you still have a few hours left to view the film if you haven't already. But if not, certainly it's coming in cinemas, and we hope to share it with you all then. So, Miguel, Ángel, and Emma, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Very nice to talk with you.
Gracias, Nicolás.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Take care. Have a good afternoon.